Welcome to the Distracted Driving Podcast. I'm Sean Genovese.
.com. Oh, sorry.
Actually,
I thought you were going to say that. I'm Rex Williams.
is there a .com for that too?
.com. No, don't go there. I think
So actually, SeanGenovese.com will take you
Oh, really?
in a roundabout way. It will get you there. Yes, it takes you. I think it forwards to theroadscholars.com.
Okay.
Which
And that's part of the
is where
DistractedDriving.com.
Distracted Driving is hosted right now.
No, not DistractedDriving.com. DistractedDrivingPodcast.com.
We totally know what our branding is and our
Yeah,
products.
that one with you go. It takes you somewhere totally strange. Yeah, we have a lot of we buy up the domains and we point them all to the
They all go to the same place. They all go to the same place.
And so that's what you're showing here for those that are. Are you gonna? Are we recording?
I'm not going to show this. This is for
Oh,
our
okay.
purposes. Nobody's
Oh,
watching
okay, sorry.
anyway, which actually is kind of what we were going to talk about here. So this is episode, I think we're on episode 8.
Yeah.
In just a moment, we're going to continue the conversation with our friend Brian Brooks.
Brian Brooks is
And
awesome.
and this is, boy, if you liked episode 7, you're going to love episode 8. It's a great conversation.
Yeah, we get into more.
Is this? I think this is the one where he tries to change the name of our show, so that's fun.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. The word. It's
And,
the word that's not to be said.
Yeah, we were just taking a look at our traffic to see how it's looking, and listen, according to this metric right here, RSS. We have well over 2,200 subscribers.
Nice.
Subscriber listeners.
2,000.
I don't believe that for a minute.
I don't know who are these people? Where do
I
they
think
come from?
the
And why
only
would they
thing
listen?
I take away from these metrics is the shape of this line, which thankfully
Okay.
is headed in a positive direction. So it does look like
Lower.
we've got some additional
went up.
listeners. If you're a
Yeah.
first-time listener, welcome.
Glad you're here. Thanks for listening.
This is a great episode to start with because it's great. We have a great guest, great
That's
conversation, and yeah, it does look like things are heading up. Nobody's watching on YouTube. You can. We have a YouTube channel. The best way to get there is to go to www.distracteddrivingpodcast.com. You can watch us on YouTube there. You can subscribe. Once you get on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel. You can listen on the website, but you also can listen on a variety of platforms.
Yeah, you went nuts on the
I did.
syndication. What
Let's
is it?
just
Like
name.
Spotify,
Let's name a few.
Apple, Stitcher.
Did I get us
Apple
on Stitcher?
Podcasts.
No, we're not. We're not. Oh yeah, we are on Stitcher. Yeah, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Amazon Music,
Amazon
and then
Music.
of course you could just you could grab the RSS feed straight from our site too. There's a link for that on the website. So if you
Yeah.
haven't gone to the website, check it out. We always put a little blurb about the episode, usually with some show notes or some links to stuff that we talk about. And look, if that's not your cup of tea, that's fine. Just keep subscribing through the method of your choice. The important thing is
my
that you
choice.
are here listening, and we're not making any money from it.
Yeah, and we're trying to make them short, so that's why this is a section of the conversation we had with our guest that went long because it was awesome and we just kept talking. But we don't like to have long podcasts.
Right.
Our
Or long
talking right
introductions,
now is making
as
it
we've
longer.
done right here. So if you still are listening, great. Thank you so much. As a reward, we're gonna let you listen to Brian Brooks,
Brian Brooks.
for a little while.
Yeah, and I like how you said it hurts for about 5 seconds. See, that's a skill that more people need to like work on too,
Yeah,
right?
so,
Not
some
letting
of
it
the
hurt
hosts
for
of
more
this
than 5
podcast
seconds.
included.
Yeah, Yeah. It does. It
Yeah,
hurts because
let
you know,
go,
I'm
right?
passionate about this, and I think it's part of who I am. But then I'm like, okay, ouch. Okay, now what can I do with this?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, and you use the word passion, and I'm a fan of Mr. Mike Rowe, and you might have seen a few years back he did a little like commencement speech for Prager University, where he talks about his advice, which is, you know, follow opportunity, but bring your passion with you. Don't blindly follow your passion, which helps me a little bit because then if I reflect on that, it's like, okay, I've got to temper my passion with the realities of, you know, what are the beliefs that people have, or what are the actual results that we have, because you could be passionate about something and still not succeed wildly.
Yeah.
But related to that, you know, you mentioned the beliefs and the experiences. That was one of my favorite. I think all three of us have probably been through a lot of different corporate initiatives, whether it's lean or the softer stuff with culture. I really liked what Lockheed uses with culture of accountability, and in fact, I used those concepts still today. The idea that your culture is coming from people's experiences, and those experiences are driving their beliefs. So if somebody says, "Oh, that's wrong," okay, well, that's their belief. What's it based on? It's based on some experience. Can we go change the experience and then maybe get a different result?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that was really good stuff. Another book Rex writes. So it's Change the Culture, Change the Game. Connors and Smith. It is it's a framework that, and it to me it operationalizes how you do cultural transformation, and makes it
Oh, nice.
more easily executable, right, and work with teams. Because
Yeah. Because people always talk about culture, but it's just like this vague
it
thing out
is.
there.
And there's another one I
Yeah,
recently
yeah.
ran across. Brian Kite's another one, and because people also talk about culture as soft and squishy, right? And
Oh,
I love this, and that this is what I've been using for the past 8 months. Is, you know, people think culture's about making people feel good, right? Oh, it's picnics and happy hours, and well, when we used to pre-COVID, we had family picnics, right? You know, back in the day, and culture is not about making, you know, culture's job is not to make people feel good. Culture's job is to inspire execution that wins, and then winning feels good, right? And so it's about creating an environment that people are inspired to run through walls to go get business results, and then then together we're winning, and now it feels good. And you say, well, the culture made me feel good. No, the culture got everybody excited, aligned, and inspired to really perform, and now we're performing as a team, and winning feels great. And so that's what I've been trying to explain, is like, when you think I'm the culture guy and you think I'm just the soft guy, no, I'm trying to leverage culture to inspire everybody to want to execute every day. Not because they have to, not because they'll get fired or because their boss is going to yell at them, but because they want to. They're inspired because of how they're connected to the mission. They understand how what they do every day matters. And you don't even have to give direction. They'll run through a wall for you, simply because they don't want to let you down or the company down because of how inspired they are. And so that's really kind of the thought process I try to take as a leader.
So I think somewhere, Brian, between you and me is probably the sweet spot, because I've a similar view, but kind of from the opposite direction, and maybe I need to shift it. I'm telling people constantly, I'm not in the happiness business. I'm in the let's do what's best for the business. And if people are happy about that, great. But happiness is a choice, and I can't be responsible for your choice. But what I can do as a leader is try to create a positive environment, or an environment that makes it more likely that you'll be able to succeed than not, and go and do what's right for the business.
And that will make you happy?
Well, I hope
Hey,
so.
you're not alone. You're not alone
like-
in that thought process. And I I don't think you're wrong in that sense. I just think there's a different way. I think I think we want to say that it feels wrong or is supposed to be wrong to say I am in the happiness business, because if you're doing true, let's say, servant leadership, and you're being a true leader, you're kind of in the happiness business. You're not just there to like coddle and do whatever the team wants just to make them happy. You're actually doing the things that inspire and make human beings feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves, and that in turn makes you in the happiness business, because you care about the person as an individual. You want to understand what they want to do when they learn and grow. You help them understand the daily grind that they go through, how that impacts the business, how that connects to the bigger mission, so that they know that, because every human being wants to know that what they do matters, no matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
And then, all of that, it does help make people more fulfilled and happy. And I think you're not going out just saying, well, I'm here to make people happy. I'm here to like make people aligned and understand and all that, which then ultimately makes them happier.
Exactly.
Yeah, and where that came from for me is I had a manager that gave me an assignment, which was a tall task. I mean, the assignment was basically to go get 20 different people to all agree to the same thing, but at the same time, she wanted everybody to be happy about what we went out and did. And there's a lot of different opinions, and turns out there were multiple roads that could be taken. And so the road that was going to make Rex happy was going to make Brian unhappy. And now Sean's in the middle trying to go solve an impossible equation. But if we focus on the business and what's going to be best for the business, that kind of became the equalizer. So yeah, maybe I just need to rephrase it, because I think we're saying a lot of the same things. Are there any other, if you could pick all the different resources you've reviewed and things you've tried? We talked about the one where you kind of crowdsourced your 90-day plan. Anything else come to mind that has been effective for you over the years?
There's just a recent concept I learned from a colleague of mine. It's in one of the different business areas, and it's kind of quirky, but I think it actually is ultimately impactful. I have tried to strike the words hold and drive from my vocabulary when it talks about people processes, right? So it makes me cringe when we say, well, how do you hold them accountable to those results, right? Or I am the leader, I'm going to drive results. And the idea is, those two words, hold and drive, and I won't take any credit for this thought process. Curtis Jetzel's a buddy of mine that's the leader over peer leader, and it's just the idea that those two words are very ineffective when it comes to people processes. You don't hold any people, right? You hold people in jail. You hold them down. You hold a cup of coffee, but there's no holding anybody accountable except in a negative sense. And then the driving aspect, you don't drive anybody do anything. You drive cattle here in Texas. You drive your car. So I try to use different words, and the one I've already said it probably 10 times here is inspire. Right? You could use different words, but I like to inspire accountability. And so whatever I can do to inspire accountability or inspire results, because that means whatever I'm doing is turning around and having the team member make a personal choice to do something to achieve it. Not because I'm forcing them to, or they feel like there's this negative repercussion if they don't, but they're choosing to do it. And so it's funny, I make it, and I think just taking those out of your vocabulary becomes impactful in the team. And I even told my current team, was like, okay, so I'm doing this. I learned this, and so call me out when I say it, because I probably will say it, and I'll get these IMs. You said drive. You said hold. And so, but they understand my intent behind it. You know, I made it a public thing. Like, this is what I want to do, and let me know when I mess it up. And I think, one, it becomes fun for them to call me out, but two, they understand my intent. My intent is really, I want you to choose. I want you to want to make great results for this team. And that has been really, it's been really impactful in my current team. And then that one and the other one that we're really trying to leverage right now is growth mindset, and you know, making sure people understand it's okay to make mistakes, and I want you to try, and don't try to get everything perfect. And I got your back when you do make a mistake. You know, that coupled, so that inspirational of, I choose to go through that burning, you know, into that burning house, through knowing that it's okay if I make a mistake. Man, those coupled together are a dynamic duo.
Wow, that's awesome. Well, Sean,
so
I guess we need to change the name of our podcast.
He's thinking the same thing. Yeah. Now, I was about to say, we're not going to change the name of the show. This is not going to become Distracted Inspiration. Well, it might be Distracted Inspiration. I don't know.
Drive change.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, maybe not as significant as the example you gave, but I've done the same thing for myself. One of the things, this actually came from a comedy sketch, I think, originally. The phrase, "I'd like to."
Oh, yeah.
Hey, I'd like to show you guys some information. Okay, well then why don't you, right? You know, we'd like to welcome, airlines do this all the time. We'd like to welcome you to Dallas. Go ahead, do it. And so I'm hypersensitive to it now, and anytime I catch myself about to start a sentence like that, sometimes it's too late. The sentence is already out, and I'll say, and in fact, I'm going to. But sometimes I'm able to do it ahead of time. But it's really funny, the things that we just get used to saying as a matter of phrase. All right, that is where we are going to leave it for episode 8. But there was a lot packed in there. Yeah.
So much good stuff.
Winning feels good.
Yep.
Winning
Everybody
feels
likes to
good.
win. And to be right.
And it hurts for about 5 seconds.
Yeah, which was amazing to me, because for me it hurts a lot longer than that. So I guess the goal is to try to get it down to 5 seconds.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you drive cars and cattle.
Yeah.
But you don't drive people. You don't drive
people. And I don't think we're going to change our name of the
but
podcast.
we're not changing our name. No.
To
so I guess you still drive distractions? I don't know. No, you still drive change. That's what we say. We drive change.
Yeah.
So we are going to drive change. I'm sorry. Look, I'm sorry. You know what? No, we've already got the domain name.
Yeah. We're not changing it. We bought the domain name. That's the real reason.
All right. And there's more to come. We've got the last part of our conversation with Brian Brooks coming up.
Yeah.
In
we
episode
take a completely
9.
different direction. So
yes.
Yeah, make sure you listen to this one.
All right. Until then, check us out online, DistractedDrivingPodcast.com. Subscribe to the YouTube or on your favorite podcasting platform.